A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Flush to his right. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Well, this defense for the Texans, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
Yeah, they only allowed 13 points, and you can poll all 32 coaches, and I guarantee you they'd say, we'll take that every single week. But let me think about that for a second. Maybe there'd be one contrarian that would say, give me 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The Vikings at 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season. And they got off to the good start, but then 2 straight losses since.
And now you start to wonder about what this does for a team's morale, how it affects their psyche, because let's face it, you work all summer pointing toward that opening game, you get the win, but then you don't carry it on from there. How will they bounce back from these losses and try and get right?
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll look to throw again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Back to throw again. Oh, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And they'll get him down up past the 15. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. Off the play fake. Dugan swings this one out wide for Pierce. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be left with second and a couple. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Off play action. Dugan. And that is incomplete.
When you're a capable runner, oftentimes your quarterback coach, your offensive coordinator, they love to see you break the pocket and go ahead and take off. I think he could have gotten vertical and picked up something there. Instead, he pushed it downfield. Incomplete.
On 3rd and 2, Dugan. He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. On the move past the 40. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Texans.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league. Second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
4 yards remain for second down. They'll set up to throw. And this is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on second down. They'll look to throw here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook.
He fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain. Second down.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll set up a throw. Throw left side complete. That's Anderson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Now back to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Looking to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll run with Cook. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. He'll drop to throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. This is the most important of them all, 3rd and goal. They're going to look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
They go for it on 4th and goal, but then lines up in.
Kevin O'Connell clearly unhappy with that call, and he's thrown that red challenge flag out on the field.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the way.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
Fielded at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. He'll look to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So they're going to decline that and choose to bring up second down.
So did you feel like maybe this is just a mistake that they don't take the penalty
possibly
here? Either that or they feel like their defense just cannot be moved on very well, and they'd rather go ahead and use the downs.
They'll look to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Anthony Averett picks it. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
First and 10, it's Pierce. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now a play fake here on first down. Dancing to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Back to throw. Dugan.
He'll get that complete to Albert O.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Well, that was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
Here's Pierce. Will take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
A little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Man open, it's Goodwin. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout called, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. In motion comes the tight end left. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown.
Dalvin Cook.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Vikings are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Kevin O'Connell choosing to lead his guys out there, and they'll go for 2.
They'll look to throw. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
And the Vikings are going to beef up their secondary here. 6 DBs on 3rd. throwing from the gun. Dugan. And that will be incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
The Texans send the punter out as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. On the return, Hardy. It's a 45-yard punt, then 8 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26.
They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
To the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44.
And the Texans will take over.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Off the play fake. Dugan. His throw incomplete.
Trying to find John Mechie.
And it's 3rd and 5.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. Dugan. And that's caught inside the 35. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner. Great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
He rifles one that's intercepted. There he goes, right side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
So the Vikings bringing the offense back onto the field. They'll go for two here. They'll try and throw for it. And that is caught for the 2 points. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick six, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra point block team going into the game now. All of a sudden you're hearing defense. Everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone. First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Here's Chandler on second down. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. To throw. Dugan throwing the out route and complete. That's Chandler. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Dugan.
And that's complete downfield to Cooks.
Touchdown! Brandon Cooks, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Texans have retaken a third quarter lead.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is in a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Point after, right down the middle. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Hey, Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
A good action to this point in the third quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
They'll drop to throw. That'll be caught by Anderson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
Cook now off the read option.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Back to throw here. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And here's Ryan Wright now
as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Dugan.
That's complete to Pierce.
He's at the 50. The 30. 10. 5. Touchdown. Houston.
Dameon Pierce.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Texans use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
come out throwing here to start the drive.
A quick throw there, going to be batted away and incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
Another throw on second down, and this one incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
This offense so far on third down, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. They'll look to throw again. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Now this throw caught left side. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 26. They'll try the middle with Cook. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And the tight end goes in motion left. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he fires one that's intercepted. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Well, partner, this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick 6 on the other side, and now they get a pick 6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick 6 from earlier in this game?
Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Cook up the gut. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now back to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Looking to throw on 2nd down.
Dugan, open right side, complete to Rager. Finding room at midfield.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll fire one end zone for Cooks. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
This is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Go. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Second down and a run by Robinson.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. He'll get it across midfield down to the 49. 2nd and 6.
Again, it's Robinson. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a